Effect reviewing Raw straight from LA for yesterday's Raw. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I had a set plan. I was convinced it was gonna be shit, even though Becky was gonna be there. I know she's WWE, but I expected it to shit. um, it was good. It was good. They they weren't the best show, but it was they looked up for it tonight. They didn't just phone it in. That helped a lot. But genuinely, there seemed to be a lot of effort in the various stories that they're trying to tell. So I'm going to try my best to do this from the top of my head. I was just planning to talk about kind of the memorable moments. I might not go by match by match basis because I'm likely to forget one. So I'm just really going off the top of my head. Hopefully I'm going to cover all the most important points and what I think about them. To open the show, does Raw open in any other way these days? They quickly introduced Betty White, which was good. And then the Authority fucking came out, but Stephanie was looking fine. God damn. One night I'll do some dirty things to that bitch. She was looking fine. She was coming out with Triple H, usual spiel. And usually when the Authority come out, Orton comes out. Wasn't bitching and moaning this time. He said he was kind of kissing their ass a little bit, apologising to them and whatnot. Usual Daniel Bryan, usual CM Punk transfer happening. Then Daniel Bryan came out. Daniel Bryan basically came out and was saying, that he wanted a match with Kane. Because apparently Kane had choke slammed him on SmackDown. He obviously choke slammed him Raw before, so he wanted Kane. Essentially, the Authority said, well, we're not going to give you Kane because we put him on leave for a week. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you the night off. So essentially, that was the entire mainstay of the show, teasing a little bit more tension between Bryan and the Authority, and you know the direction they're heading in with this. That was that really. There wasn't really a lot to talk about in the opening of the show. I don't remember, because I actually watched the first part of the show before I left for work. I'm actually back early today because it's fucking 2. That's why my speech is a little bit slurred because I'm kind of nursing it. I can feel it just flaring up now as I speak. So I apologise if it just gets a little spasticated. Okay. I can't remember what the first match was. So I'm just going to talk about matches as I remember them. I know this is Goldust Cody versus the Shield. Oh, Mysterio. I can't even remember. I know the Shield had another exhibition match, which they basically won. I think it was Goldust Cody and Mysterio versus the Shield, which the Shield won. You know what, I'm not going to talk about matches because I can't remember. Quite frankly, I've taken some drugs, as you can see. So quite frankly, I'm a little bit away with the fairies. I can't really remember it. But okay, so here's how I see it. Antonio Cesaro was ridiculously over with this crowd. This LA crowd was fantastic. LA, good gauges of crowds are Chicago, New York, which includes Jersey, Canada, LA, basically major fucking cities, London, Manchester, Glasgow. These motherfuckers will let you know if you're good or not. Philly, they'll let you know if you're good or not. And these crowds were basically, they might have something with Antonio Cesaro. Let's put it that way. He was ridiculously over with that crowd. It was basically the Real Americans versus Sheamus and Christian. In a very fucking good match. Very good match. I was surprised how good this was, actually. Um, essentially, Christian and Sheamus won, but I tell you what, it ran easy for them. And Antonio Cesaro, I tell you, if they split the Real Americans, and I would like them to hold the titles before they split, because I think they're a good team. Um, if they do, they've got something with Antonio Cesaro. I mean, I always thought he was talented, perhaps just needed to find his lane, and I think he's starting to find his lane. In almost a similar way to the way Daniel Bryan did. Cesaro's swing is over like a motherfucker. People went crazy when he started doing that, Christian. Um, they've got something with him. That's really good. Really, really good match. I fully enjoyed it, actually. Notable mentions. Lita is your third Hall of Fame inductee, so that probably kills any chance of Randy Savage being in there. Because would have thought he would have been, to be honest, would have thought he'd been the second inductee if he was going in there, if not the headline. So the fact that Lita's going in there shows that probably Randy Savage ain't going in this year. However, I think Lita deserves it. Back in the day, I always used to enjoy her and Trish doing their thing. They were one of the more capable divas, and Lita was definitely one of them. It showed some highlight reels and kind of brought some memories back. There was one point where she did some splash and her head was literally like that, and the body on the floor, mind you, not even the ring, the floor. Her head was like that, and her legs were kind of up in the air. She literally landed head first. It looked vicious, so I'm not gonna lie. But that was the sort of risk that Lita took. So yeah, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed that announcement immensely. I thought the Betty White segments were good. They did a thing whereby at first Betty White was with the girls, then Road Dogg and Billy Gunn basically took her away to have some tea. Obviously, if you know anything about the New Age Outlaws, they tend to be practical jokers, so we kind of knew that something was happening. And essentially it led to them all having tea. Betty White was like, well, I'm not having tea at your maker, you obviously done something to it. So they poured out some tea for her, and then she made an excuse where they had to go out the room. I can't remember what it was. It was lemons or some shit like that. She was left by herself. She switched its cups. And then that played out later in the night because then Billy Gunn looked like he needed to take a large shit. So obviously they put some laxative in her tea. But yeah, it was funny. It was funny for what it was, nothing spectacular. Santino and Fandango had a match. For the life of me, I can't remember who won. I think it was Fandango. What else? And then I suppose the most notable mentions are Usos are extremely over, by the way. They squashed Bareback and Curtis Axel in very short order. But they got good reaction. I think it's probably time to put the straps in them for WrestleMania, to be honest. So I suspect WWE are headed in that direction. Batista put Alberto Del Rio through a table after he squashed Ziggler. Literally, I don't even think the match was a minute. Squashed Ziggler. Oh my days, Ziggler is somebody off. I don't know who's pissed off. He's pissed somebody off because that match was entirely too short. But yeah, he put that to a table. Anyway, so probably my most favorite segment of the night. You kind of knew what they were going to do and how it was going to play out, but they're telling a very good story with the Shield split. They're doing it very gradually, just planting seeds, planting seeds, planting seeds. At the very start, I think they had an interview segment, a backstage segment with Renee. Now, usually anyone interviewing them, so I found that to be a nice little change of pace. Someone actually interviewing them, and essentially what you gathered from the interview was that Renee called Dean Ambrose out, as we all have been thinking, hold up, this motherfucker hasn't defended his belt in what, 3 months? And she obviously picked up on the fact that he hadn't either. And teasing more tension between Reigns and Ambrose, and basically kind of goaded Ambrose into kind of putting up no challenge for his title belt. That open challenge was accepted by my boy Mark motherfucking Henry. It came out at a slow, lethargic match, but it told a decent story. Mark Henry hit him with a world's strongest slam, was about to pin him. Seth Rollins basically jumped in and stopped the count. And obviously Reigns had to back him. Ended up with Reigns spearing Mark Henry to the ground on the outside, which looked pretty good. They're really doing a good job building up Reigns to be a star. They really are. Because he's getting over with the crowd as well, apart from everything. My only slight concern is when you split Reigns off from kind of the internet smart mark 2 of Rollins and Ambrose, will he still get that natural reaction, or will he become another Batista type? His body got boots off. Fuck again. I almost feel bad for him, because I've never been a massive Batista face fan. I love heel Batista, but I've never been a massive face Batista fan, and I guess that's my only worry with the time Roman Reigns' face. Will he get that Batista reaction, or will he keep getting his natural reaction right now? But yeah, essentially what happened was, so anyway, once that match had gotten over with, they were about to bounce. Wyatt's came out, beautiful tees, classic old school tees. The 3 of the Wyatts walked down. Shield came back from where they were walking through the crowd. They came back. The Wyatts got onto the edge. But what was beautiful about the way they did this is Roman Reigns was the one that led everybody. Everybody. Like, so Roman Reigns came to the ring, the other 2 followed. Wyatts then came to the ring. Roman Reigns got onto the edge of the apron, the other 2 followed. They all stood the same. Like, they made Bray Wyatt and Reigns very much the focal point of this, which was beautiful. Roman Reigns then walked into the ring. He was the only one in the ring at this point. Then Bray Wyatt was just about to get in the ring. He said, nah, back down. Then the other 2 followed, the other 2 members of the Shield followed him into the ring. And it's almost like they had a little stare down. It was a beautiful tease, beautifully played, beautifully played. And then the main fucking event, I'm not going to talk about Daniel Bryan. He came out, he came off a little rough bit, and came skedaddled over somewhere. Kane came out talking his usual shit. Bryan came out, basically to hype up the crowd. Clearly it was done to hype up the crowd for the main event. Then the main event happened. John Cena versus Randy Orton. We haven't seen this 85,000 million times. Supposedly this was to close the feud, as John Cena said. They hyped it and hyped it and hyped it and hyped it throughout the night. Happened. It was a good match. Well, it was good. Crowd tried to hijack a few segments. And there was one really fucking part where Orton loses his mind on these guys. Basically, what happened was the crowd were chanting same old shit, as they tend to do for most John Cena, and let's be honest, these days, Randy Orton matches. And Randy Orton, apart from Batista, Randy Orton's the only other wrestler that lets these crowds get to him. Because he reacts to them. So basically what he did is, instead of doing his usual DDT off where the guys was on the second row and he DDTs them, he put it on the top turnbuckle and he DDTs John Cena. It looked kind of good, I have to say, the way he did it. And then he jumped up like some fucking crazy motherfucker and went, say more what? I've never done that before. Say more what? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy, man? Oh my gosh. You can't let these crowds get the best of you. Because these crowds, there is a fucking revolution happening with these crowds. Trust me, they are trying to hijack every show. So if they can see that they're getting the best of you, they're going to keep fucking doing it. So it's stupid. It's, as he would say, stupid to let these crowds get the best of you. But man, I was looking at the screen like, what the fuck is wrong with this motherfucker? Anyway, here's a decent one for what it was. Do each other's finishes. Anyway, John Cena won, closed out the show. So it's a bit of a end to the show, but the show was good. I have no complaints. You know, it was good. Mainly because, not because anything particularly memorable happened, but they teased very well where they had to in certain feuds. They also, they just seemed to have a lot more energy in the show. There was a lot more drive within the show. This one, sometimes when they phone it in, you could just tell they're literally just following a fucking script, waiting until the 3 hours are done. But they seem to really kind of have a lot of effort into the show, and I liked that. It was a good show. So I hope you like this review. Sorry it went on so long. This is what happens when I have fucking notes. Please do comment. Not enough of you motherfuckers are commenting. Not enough of you motherfuckers are subscribing. Do like this video or hate this video. You know, there's a thumbs down too if you don't like it. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. And I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.